Hi, everybody. You're watching White Mountains TV. Chris Prue, joined remotely by the fine folks from Tin Mountain Conservation Center. We have Executive Director Lori Jean Kinsey and Program Director Nora Dufilho. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
And let's talk about nature programs. It's the middle of fall. It is beautiful outside, and I can't think of a better thing to do than to go out and enjoy nature. And you guys are just the people to help us do that. So what are some of the things you guys have going on that can help us enjoy the wonderful outdoors here in the Mount Washington Valley?
Well, we've got a lot of different programs. I'll let Nora get into the details, but just a quick, I'll say that with COVID and so forth, we made a quick shift early on to doing a lot of remote programs, Zoom programs, typically on Thursday evenings, and they were very successful right from the start of people, just joining in online for anything from spring wildflowers to a lot of bird programs and so forth. But as of June, then we started offering field trips again. And but keeping them very small numbers, no more than 15 people, including the leader. And so really asking people to sign up ahead of time for those kinds of programs. But we have, everything from a canoe trip tomorrow to a hawk watch this weekend. We are trying to get out in the field as well as continue with those remote programs as well. But I'll let Nora give you the kind of rundown there because there's quite a few coming up in the next few weeks.
Quick question, before we get into the details of these interactive and educational nature programs, what is the mission of Tin Mountain Conservation Center? What is your organization all about?
We are about getting people outside, exploring the natural world right in their own communities and their backyards. And if you just happen to be visiting, you can explore our backyard too. And boy, no better time than the present. I think a lot of people have taken comfort in nature and getting out and learning a little bit more during these kind of trying times. And so we are just here to help people connect with nature.
And whatever your age, whatever your interest, Tin Mountain generally has something for you. So, Nora, why don't you take it away and tell us about some of the programs you have coming up?
Sure. Yes. So as Lori mentioned, this week sort of is all about hawks. This evening we have a virtual hawk talk in which we have Chris Louie of Raven Interpretive Programs going over the basics of IDing hawks. This is a big time right now for the hawk migration as they're heading down to their wintering grounds. That's a program offered by via Zoom. And then, associated with that, this Saturday, we have a hawk watch that we will be doing over Western Maine. As Lori said, now that we are offering in-person programming, we want to be following best practices and keeping everyone safe. But that is, we are caravanning over there at 9 a.m. on Saturday. And so if that's something you're interested, you can, check out Tin Mountain's website for details on reserving a spot. You can give us a call at 447-6991. And then it looks like next week is all about mushrooms for us. So we have similarly on Thursday, October 8th at 7 o'clock, we have a virtual program on edible and toxic mushrooms of the Northeast. And that is hosted by our very own interim research director, Dr. Rick Vanderpool, who is, quite a name in mushroom identification. One of the trickiest things in fall is being able to identify all of those, mushrooms that pop up after the rain. So it'll be interesting to see, after this week's rains, what comes up. And again, on Sunday, October 11th, associated with that, we have two different sessions of mushroom walks because it is often a very popular program. We have one session from 9 to 10:30 and then a second session from 11 to 12:30. Again, because we want to keep everyone safe, we are asking people to call and make reservations for those programs. And or you can visit our website for more details. And then the following week, we shift right into renewable energy, actually not renewable energy, but conserving energy and preparing for winter with emergency backup options, which is a 2-part series, again on Thursday evenings, October 15th and October 22nd, that are hosted by Tin Mountain's energy team.
Can I just jump in here, Nora? And there was no time like this past summer when many of us lost power for a number of days, Tin Mountain included. And if it would have been winter, we would have been in a bad way because we don't, I mean, it's kind of deceiving. We have all these lovely solar panels, but we directly feed to the power lines. And you know, heating, water, all of that in the middle of winter, it was much easier in the summer. Let me just put it that way. And even at that, it was, you know, painful. So anyway, I'm looking forward to this program and learning more about some of our options. So anyway, I'm going to jump in and just share one that's an ongoing monthly program, is that we have an environmental book group. And I just have really enjoyed this monthly meeting. Basically, we have a book, and we're usually 2 months ahead where it's posted on our website, and people read the book, and we have been meeting just virtually to then discuss the book. And we have just been across the board. This month's book is Last Child in the Woods, Saving Our Children from Nature Deficit Disorder. But last month was on the national parks. We read Rachel Carson's Silent Spring. We've been all over the place, and it's just been fascinating. And I would like to thank our program sponsors for the Environmental Book Club, which is the Tabitha and Stephen King Foundation. And I just can't say enough about that. We have a variety of other sponsors for our programs. I'm going to turn it back to Nora for that again.
Yeah, so we have been, as Lori said, fortunate to, have transitioned very quickly into remote programming to make sure we're, serving our members' needs. And that has been made possible from our nature program sponsors, which are Hancock Lumber and Ragged Mountain Equipment. And then we do have special program sponsors, Settlers Green and the Bank of New Hampshire, which also support financially support our nature programs. We've got a lot more scheduled. We've got, a very full November moving forward as well. So we would encourage folks to, to check out our website or Facebook page for our year-round offerings.
All right. I would encourage anybody to get involved with Tin Mountain Conservation Center. Of course, your headquarters, your physical location is up on Bald Hill Road in Albany, New Hampshire. Is a beautiful site with lots of trails. Can people come and just explore those trails on their own? And do they have to be part of a program to do that?
No, we are wide open, and anyone can come walk the trails, dawn to dusk, basically. And there's a variety of options, including a beautiful pond, an old granite quarry. In June, late June, typically, a beautiful mountain laurel patch. There's miles of trails that you can explore in all seasons. So yes, we would encourage anyone to come. The building is closed for the time being. We have minimal staff here, but we're here to answer questions, give you a map, do whatever in terms of that.
I was just in the woods the other day, and it never ceases to amaze me how you forget throughout the year how beautiful it is in the forest in the fall.
It really is just breathtaking. Yeah.
When you get that autumnal light, that low angled light, and the leaves are brilliant all around you. There's nothing like being inside a forest, and the trails are fantastic. My favorite section of trail has to be the Laurel Loop on I guess it would be the southern side of Bald Hill Road.
Cool.
And there's just one little turn along a ridge above the beaver pond where you're kind of high off the ground, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah. Good. Well, I'm glad you get out there on those trails. Chris is a neighbor of Tin Mountain.
They're beautiful. I've been hearing lots of barred owls, also pileated woodpeckers.
Oh, good.
I know there have been some other animals running around. I saw some deer last week. So it's a very active area, very kind of a big wildlife.
The pond is always interesting. Well, we have beavers that returned after having been gone for a couple of years. So that's always entertaining. And
huge frog population.
Yes. Gotta love those frogs. Yes.
Lots of frogs. And it's been a while since I've seen moose tracks around the pond, but I know I've seen them there in the past. So hopefully we'll get some more visitors soon. So for people who want to take advantage of anything Tin Mountain has to offer, the best way is probably the website to start to plan.
Yes, and Nora, that's how you would get on to a Zoom program as well, right? All the links are there.
Yep. Yeah. So just tinmountain.org. And we have, event listings there, and the Zoom links are right in that section as well.
All right. Nora and Lori, thank you so much for joining us today. Anything else before we say goodbye?
Happy fall. Enjoy the weather.
You too.
All right. Great. Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome. You're watching White Mountains TV.